Hi guys, Keith Arkenberg Farms. It is the weekend after St. Patrick's Day 2020, which means it's time to plant potatoes again. Typically I like to do it right before or right after. Here in Kansas that seems to work best. And for that today, we got out Granddad's old tractor and my new Wunderbar. Gonna see how we can plant them. Hopefully this will make it a lot easier and more streamlined than it did last year. Got toolbar set up. I got my two bedders, hillers, whatever, the two discs on here. I got them right near the center, as you can see, pointing towards each other, which should hopefully open up a furrow for me. I'm gonna make a pass, open it up, drop the potatoes in, take these, turn them around, maybe move them out a little bit, bring the dirt back in, close the potatoes over, and be done. Then, when it comes time to actually start hilling the potatoes, just use these again and bring them out further and further as I hill more dirt in towards the center. So let's see how it works. Now I forgot to mention behind me, these first two beds, I've already prepped these. I put down the mineral pack, I put down the fertilizer at an equivalent of 100 pounds nitrogen per acre, and then I ran the ripper through on both of them. So they've been subsoiled, which is basically cheating broad forking. But they should be ready to go now, so I'm going to hop on the tractor, run the disc, and see how it actually opens it up. If not, I might have to switch over to a different tactic, but I won't know until I try. Okay, that was way too aggressive. I went down good, but it tore the bed apart and threw it into the lock pass on both sides here. I got to clear over to the fabric there. So what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to take these off, flip them over for now, spread them apart, and I'm going to have to get the potato plow or the ripper in the center here and just drag a trench through, which should give me the ability to actually plant in them. So I'm going to go change up implements real quick, fix this. I'll be back at it here in a second. So the one nice thing about this toolbar is I can reconfigure it however I want to. What I did was I put, see if you can get down there and see that, put the potato plow on it, which middle buster, potato plow, whatever, works great. I angled it up because I can adjust the angle. Usually it sits more like this, but I adjusted it more like this. Got some speed and plowed right through on this row. I got it good, about hand depth. That's pretty much what I'm looking for. Planting potatoes, it's about that depth right there. That's about 6 inches or so. So I'm gonna run this one down real quick and get ready to start dropping potatoes, cover it back over. So here's all my seed potatoes. I actually cut them up 2 days ago. I cut them on Friday, it's now Sunday. Let me show you how I cut those real quick. Now, cutting up the potatoes, I do this 24 to 48 hours ahead of time. Pretty simple. Make a cut across, looking for individual pieces. If it's too big, I'll make a second cut. Again, cut across. As long as it has a single eye in each piece, it'll grow another plant. Now I'm not watching as I go because I've got to cut so many, but there's an eye. Looks like that's an eye. And there's another one in here somewhere, right about there, maybe, or here. I don't know. Some might not have them, but most will. Smaller hand size. I'll get 3 pieces out of this one. Go 1, 2, 3. Big gigantic ones. Typically cut off the tip. Split that in half. Cut a cookie out of it. Just a cookie right there. Cut the side off. Split it in half. Again, cut another cookie out of it. Side off again, in half. Take the big one that's left, end and end. There should be eyes in all those pieces, especially something that large. But I'm going to keep at this. Got 35 pounds of potatoes, and probably take me about 2 hours to get these all prepped and ready to go. After they're cut, I'll just set them outside during the day to kind of harden off on these layers here that are just freshly cut. It'll help it scab over, heal over, whatever you want to call it, and they'll be ready for planting. Just wanted to add in that I know there's a lot of different ways to slice up potatoes. A lot of people just plant them whole and don't even bother. This is just the way that I've always done it, and it seemed to work pretty good for me. But in your context where you live, in the environment you're in, whether it's really rainy or really dry or your soil type, you might have to do something different. So now they've had about a day and a half to 2 to heal. So they've kind of glossed over. Some of them even start changing colors because I put them out in the sun in the afternoon for one day to actually get them really good and hard and sticky. But now I'm just going to plant them every foot. I found a 0 advantage whatsoever of planting them closer. You get the same amount of yield. And the easiest way to do that is just to measure it using, well, there it is, my foot. My foot's about 12 inches. So I'll just take a step, put a potato, step back, put a potato, and just do that all the way down the row. And I'm just placing the cut side down. As I go, I'm just indenting with my heel, just marking where the potato goes. Now, it's quite literally as easy as that. I mean, I've got out tape measure before and stretched it out, put every potato at 1 foot, but in the grand scheme of things, it's a lot quicker just to walk backwards and put it in. I'm just following the bottom of the furrow, so you can see it's pretty good and straight as it goes down. Got a little bit of wobble to it, but not much. That might just be from the tractor running across too. But, I mean, that's plenty good enough. I'll get that rest of that row planted out. I'll set up my hillers again, and I'll bring the soil on the sides back in to cover it up. So now I set the disc back up, pointing inwards. And this way I'll go through and drag, and it should grab everything on the outside and push it in. So, had to kind of adjust it as I went to keep it down. It moved most of it in. Now if I come back with a landscape rake, just pull it flat across, it knocks all the hills down. So, I continue on, do the other next 9 rows. Hope y'all liked what you saw today. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank y'all. Have a good day. And now this is for my own record, because I can. I'm in plot 7, rows 14 and 15 all the way down, northern red potatoes. We come over to plot 8. We've got rows 1 and 2, which are Yukon Golds. So 1 and 2 all the way down are Yukons. 3, 4, and 5 all the way down are my Kennebec White.